Hi, everybody. This is Cassandra. Welcome back to Cassandra's Garden, and I've got a great recipe for you. Do you ever just get hungry but you don't want something heavy? Well, this recipe is light and delicious, refreshing, and satisfying, as well as healthy and filling. My granddaughter loves anything to do with pasta. She is a noodle head. Me and my daughter actually even nicknamed her the Noodle. She's just a little noodle. And so she absolutely loves this. And I'm going to tell you, if my granddaughter loves it, you would love it too, because she's very, you know how kids are this day and age. They're very finicky. They're very picky. So I'm just going to call this a refreshing Italian pasta meal. This is my go-to when I just need something quick. It doesn't take that long. I promise it's a lot easier than what it looks like right here. If you have some tomatoes and you don't want them to go bad but you've not used them, this is a wonderful recipe for you to use. I have here 2 really big tomatoes. Now this recipe, you can use as many tomatoes or as little as you like. I only had 2 left, so I didn't want them to go bad, so I was like, let's have this for lunch. My granddaughter was like, yes, Grandma, and I wanted to show you guys and gals. So you're going to start out with any type of pasta noodle of your choice. I'm just using regular spaghetti. I've been boiling my water. I have here 2 tablespoons of olive oil that I'm going to add to my water, as well as salt. And again, I had 2 large tomatoes. You can use 4, you can use 6, you can use however many you want to or less. You're going to need 1 cup of white wine, and don't forget to pour a glass for yourself. You're going to need a half a cup of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of Merlot salt, 1 teaspoon of herbes de Provence, 1 teaspoon of rosemary, a teaspoon of thyme, a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, 1 teaspoon of basil, and this is actually the basil that my daughter and I grew together. It's fresh and very aromatic. It's wonderful. I have here 1 shallot cut up, and I have 4 garlic cloves minced. 4 cloves of garlic. Yes, that's correct. Okay. And I was making sure I said that correctly. So, the first thing you're going to do is take a sip of this delicious white wine. And make sure the white wine that you choose, make sure that it tastes delicious, because that's going to affect your overall product. The alcohol, as you know, it cooks out, but you're going to be left with that wonderful taste. This is a sweet one. This is a Moscato that I absolutely love. So I've been boiling my water because I like to distill it, because on a molecular level, if you take tap water and you boil it for 30 minutes on a molecular level, it's the same as distilled water. So my water has been boiling for 30 minutes. So I'm going to take care of that. First, I'm going to add some olive oil to my water. And then I'm going to add some salt. Now I'm going to add 1 pound of spaghetti noodles. We're going to let those cook for about 6 minutes. I'm going to put on my timer here. And now we're going to begin doing this. We're going to add our half a cup of olive oil. Please excuse my very used old pan. I just don't have the money right now to replace it. Just going to be honest with you. Money's tight, as everybody knows. So here is my 2 shallots and my 4 cloves of garlic. And I apologize, that's just 1 shallot, so please forgive me. I did not mean to misinform you. That was just 1 shallot. You can use 2 though. And this is 4 cloves of garlic. We're going to go ahead and get those in there and start browning them. We're going to go ahead and add all the spices. It's just so easy, guys and gals. This is just such an easy, wonderful recipe. If you're in a hurry, if you're hungry and you don't want something heavy, This is it, guys and gals. I'm telling you, this is it. This is what you need. And it's so much better than going out. Let me tell you how I came up with this recipe. My husband and I, about 2 weeks ago, we went to a restaurant that we used to love. And it started slowly going downhill. Like, it just kept going downhill and kept going downhill. And we just stopped going. So, it'd been about a year since we had went to that restaurant. And you add your tomatoes. And we just decided, let's give it another chance. Maybe they have, seen the light of day. Maybe they've had a teaching with the COVID and everything, and people stopped going. I noticed a lot of people stopped going. Maybe they're, going to change. Maybe they're going to do better. So let's go back, because we really enjoyed the staff there, and we used to love the food. Well, when we went there, it was whole new staff, and they literally, I ordered the spaghetti. Guys, gals, let me tell y'all what they did. They literally took tomato sauce and poured it on top of cold noodles out of a can and served it to me cold. That really happened here in Kernersville, North Carolina. I was beside myself with fury. I was so pissed off. Now, we haven't added the white wine yet, guys and gals. I'm still adding some more of the leftover. I'm trying to get it to cook a little bit, and then we're going to add our 1 cup of white wine here in just a second. So I was mortified. Well, my husband had ordered the Swiss mushroom burger, and his burger was completely ice cold. We got up and we left. We did not pay for it. We did not eat it, and we could not eat it, and we did not pay for it. And I was just in tears because I was just really tired. I had deep cleaned our whole apartment, and we have a fairly good size apartment. It's a fairly big apartment, and I had been deep cleaning, doing laundry. I mean, my kitchen was spotless. Every dish that I had was dirty. I got every dish clean. Everything was sparkling. And I just wanted to go out and have a good cup of coffee with my husband and, just relax and enjoy a good meal. Could not do that. I looked at my husband. I said, take me to Food Line. My husband took me straight to Food Line, and I got this, and I made it, and it's absolutely delicious, and I wanted to share it with you guys and gals. I was not able to make homemade bread. I normally make homemade bread with every meal because it was really getting late by then. So I just bought some artisan, really good brochet bread, and I made a garlic butter toast out of it, and my husband and I sat down, and he loves this meal as well. Okay, so now let's add our 1 cup of white wine. This is going to be so good. Now, you can take the time to go ahead and brown your shallot and, saute your shallot and your garlic cloves for a little longer if you want to. But I just go ahead and add everything because it's going to saute anyway. And this is a special ingredient that you must do. Bear with me one moment. Yummo. Oh, yes. Yes. So I'm just going to tidy up my mess here just a little bit. And just get some things out of the way while that's simmering. Okay, these are going to have to cook just a little bit longer because they are nowhere near done. Turn the heat up just a little bit. Let's cook these for about 3 minutes. 3 more minutes because we're only going to cook them halfway because they're going to cook the rest of the way in here, and we're going to add a cup of pasta water. And so let me get my 1 cup measuring device so that I can dip it in there. This is going to be so good, you guys and gals. Yummo, look at that. Isn't that just gorgeous? It was really important for me for y'all to watch me make this. So, like I said, we're doing things just a little bit different. We're actually over here at my stove. I'm doing everything one-handed, so I plead with you to bear with me. And I'm just going to look. Oh, praise the name of God. I got this out of the dishwasher. I'm going to need it. This is already smelling absolutely delicious. My granddaughter loves this. Oh, and you can save this for leftovers. If you have any leftover, put it in a plastic container with an airtight lid, or a bowl with aluminum foil or plastic wrap. Put it in the refrigerator. Make sure you do refrigerate it, because it can be deadly to eat pasta left out after it's cooked on the counter. So don't do that. Make sure that you refrigerate it, and you can warm it up the next day, and it's even better. Oh, let me tell you. Hey, Destiny, you want to smell this? What does it smell like? Good stuff? Ain't she precious? So, yeah. And I've also learned that you're supposed to add your pasta to your sauce per true Italians. Now, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to add my 1 cup of pasta water to my sauce. Let me tell you what I've learned recently, and I want to share it with you. There's my pasta water. Pasta water makes the pasta have a silkier texture, and it also thickens your sauce. You know what? Let me just let that boil just a little bit longer, and then I'll get some pasta water. And I tried that with this recipe, and I was blown away. I was completely blown away. That is absolutely 150% true. Okay, so time's up. Now, even though your pasta has not fully cooked, that's okay. Take your pasta and put it in your sauce. Like so. Now, you can drain it, but because I'm doing everything one-handed and I'm holding my camera, I'm doing it like this. And that's just my timer. That's just my timer going off. Okay. Now let me just stir this in a little bit. Can you see what I'm doing? And it looks so lovely, doesn't it? This saved me and my husband that night from starving from a terrible experience from a restaurant we will never go back to. Now I'm going to get my pasta water, and this measures out to 1 cup precisely. So I'm going to take 1 cup of pasta water, and I'm going to add it. This is a must. That is one of the secret ingredients and key ingredients to making delicious pasta dishes. Just that little bit of pasta water is amazing. It's literally liquid gold, you guys and gals. You're going to cook this for about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how you like your pasta. I would say you should cook it for maybe 6 to 7 minutes al dente. That's how I cook it. You can cook it a little longer, but the proper method is al dente, and so it needs to cook for about 7 more minutes. That's all the pasta we need. I'm going to just go ahead on a limb here, and I'm going to add 1 more cup of pasta water just to well, no, it doesn't need it. The recipe only calls for 1 cup of pasta water, so I don't want to chance it. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to bring you back when I plate this. It smells amazing in here. I'm going to turn it down just a little bit, and I'm going to get the lid. There we go. I'm going to put a lid on it, and then I'm going to stir it really, really good. And then I'm going to bring you back for part 2, because I want you to see me plate it. And I want to show you some more things. You can have this with a nice salad. If you don't have stuff to make a salad, don't worry about it. This is plenty refreshing and delicious. I'll be back for part 2, and I love all y'all.